to tell you that before I sat down to this, Marco and I were very, very, very deep into a new reality show that we are obsessed with. Like, it's sick how obsessed we are.
You started off saying Marco and I were very, very deep, and I was like, please keep talking. Okay, what's the reality show?
It's called Below Deck on Netflix, about people who work on a super yacht, and it's like cringe on another level. Like, there are moments where I look over and Marco's got his entire hoodie over his face. He just can't handle it.
Turtle.
Yeah, he's
Full
turtle.
Mm-hmm.
Full turtle.
Just hang on. We live.
We are live. Hello, everybody. I'm Becca.
And I am Ice Bear.
Ice Bear. Wow, okay. And we are Production. Sorry, your joke was wasted on me, Kimberly Buckle. Welcome to the next installment of So When Are You Going to Get a Real Job? We are once again very grateful that you have decided to spend your evening with us. Before we get going, we would like to warn you that this chat will probably contain naughty words and strange subject matter. Tonight's dress code is pajama party. Slumber party. We are obviously relying on Wi-Fi and or data, so if we get disconnected, please do bear with us. Also, don't forget we are launching our first how-to workshop series featuring our very own Kimberly Buckle, who is joined by Terence Makapan, where they will guide you through turning your idea into a script. Our details are on our Instagram page. You need to get on that as soon as possible because it starts next week. So I don't know what you are waiting for. But that's all from me. Take it away, Kimberly. Oh, yeah, there you go.
That was good. Okay, tonight we are gathered here to celebrate a performer that has been taking the South African theatre scene by storm. Since graduating from the University of Cape Town in 2017, she has not stopped going. Her creativity has not stopped flowing, her credits have not stopped growing, and her talent has not stopped glowing. Our guest left 525,600 audience members raving as Joanna in Rent. She delivered a ding-ding knockout performance in King Kong. She swung into the heavens, swinging in the color purple. She blew us away as Sneezy in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Bless you. And she most recently had everybody saying, yeah, yeah, in her Fleur Du Cap winning portrayal of Lauren in Kinky Boots. But not only does our guest slay on stage, but she is also an established playwright, director, and dramaturg. Her writings awarded her Most Promising Playwright in the 2016 National Arts Festival, and in 2018, she was selected to be a member of the prestigious Standard Bank Ovation panel. But hold up, the stage is not the only place where her talents shine. Of course it's not. You may recognize her face from the VW and Lucky Star commercials, or maybe you've heard her velvet voice over the airways in various forms. This phenomenal woman is a prime example of excellence. She's a complete pro at what she does. She's versatile, adaptable, and creative. Plus, her stage presence will take you and they never leave you. Let's raise a glass to Namisa Mdlalose and her history of right performances.
Ooh, wowee! Yay! Yeah, that was amazing! Wow!
Would you go to any audition and just basically every time?
I'll precede you.
I wish you could have your CV those cards where you prop open as a picture and then someone sings and stuff. If my CV were to open and then you just speak my CV out.
That would be amazing. I'll do it. Offer your services, everyone.
I will do it.
Yeah, you really good at that.
Thank you.
Wow, ego stroked. Check.
Good.
Check. You've ticked that thing off your to-do list today, Namisa. Well done.
I'm doing it, really.
Namisa, okay, so obviously this is the first time that we are officially meeting, so we decided to do a little bit of an icebreaker. We are going to do a very quick fire round of getting to know you questions. Are you ready?
What? I think
All right.
so nervous.
Okie dokie. I want to know, what were you like as a child?
Sassy.
Nice.
I knew everything. I knew everything. I could tell you stories, but they would take forever. I was very sure of myself. I was very confident. I was very, I was not a shy child.
Okay.
Okay, comedian that makes you laugh the most.
Ooh. It depends. Stand up or like film stuff.
How about both?
Okay, I'm in love with Melissa McCarthy, and
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't know this, but she's my like person. She's my person. She just haven't met yet.
I hope you're watching, Melissa.
Melissa McCarthy is hilarious. I think that Steve Carell as a comedic actor is just a genius. I think he's a genius.
Sorry, girl, did you just become our best friend? Like, what is happening?
I think so. I think I might just have.
I even have a Michael Scott quote here.
Oh my gosh. I am always Beyonce. That's what my motto is in life because of him.
Amazing.
The Office, US Office is like my life. I've watched it twice, the entire box set. And I think I might just start it again.
Yeah, I think you could. It's never not a good time to rewatch The Office.
Yeah,
I'm currently in an argument with someone who claims that the UK Office is better than the US Office, and I'm considering
given the UK Office like a chance because I haven't actually even watched it.
No, I don't mean either.
And I'm worried. I don't want to compare the two. I just really like the one that I've only watched, and I don't mind being ignorant in that regard.
Fine.
I think so too. Yeah, that's a good plan.
Yeah.
You can only listen to one album for the rest of your life.
No.
Yes.
No. Oof.
Just so you know, these questions you don't have to. This is just a question. It's not like I'm dictating your life now.
I know, but I take these games very seriously.
Good. You don't have
I think I would probably listen to Jacob Collier. No. Ooh, no.
Okay.
That's the first thing that came to my mind. And that's probably like probably.
That's correct. If it's the first thing, then that's the correct answer.
Guess.
Good. Okay, what is a documentary everyone should watch?
Ooh. I'm trying to think of the name of that documentary. It was about the Marikana massacre. Minor shutdown. Very important.
I'm gonna write it down.
Okay.
The last book you read?
I'm reading one currently and I can't think of the name or anything. I can see the page, but I can't think. But also I've been reading this book since the beginning of shutdown. So like I can't think of one right now. It wasn't Becoming. It was, I don't remember. I'll come back to you.
That's fine. Okay. What is your spirit animal?
Oh, I almost said seal because I saw seals on my TV. So,
that's fine.
I guess so. I'll go with seal for now.
Okay.
Because they're fun. It looked like they were having lots of fun.
Yeah.
And just doing their seal thing.
Oh, they sing well.
They
At
do.
Least think that's singing when they're like, that must be singing.
Yeah, I thought they were just chatting. I don't know if it was singing.
No, I think
Let's claim it.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
I'm trying to find some similarities. Yeah. Okay. What are your thoughts on ghosts?
I didn't really believe in them, I guess. I don't believe in ghosts. I believe in spirits. I believe in good spirits and bad spirits. I think bad spirits create haunted or that kind of stuff and that kind of paranormal activity or supernatural activity.
Right. All right.
So I wouldn't necessarily call them ghosts. I would call them like bad spirits.
Right.
Or
Demons.
yeah.
Jokes. Yeah. Okay. Who is the sexiest character on TV?
Guys.
Please don't say Michael Scott.
Sexiest character on TV. Ooh. That guy. You guys. That guy from shucks. Guys, my memory is shot now. Okay? It's about the women who steal money and then they get larger they steal money, but like they're like they don't the least suspect them to steal the money and they start laundering money.
I know what you're talking about.
And then like the boss dude. No, I really wanted to switch on my name.
It's fine. We'll come back.
I'll Google it.
Please, because that guy is beautiful.
Okay, and then you show us a picture, Bex. Okay, if you had a pet goldfish, what would you name it?
Ooh, pet goldfish. I had a pet goldfish when I was younger. They're all died. I actually stole fish because in the name of saving them from I was saving them in my grade 3 mind because there was this like pond that these people never used to take care of outside of their house. And like these fish were swimming in like this much water and like mostly like algae and grossness. So one day I took my little net and I took water and I took everything and I stole the fish because I was giving them a better life.
Okay, so that's your superhero motive?
Yeah, I don't remember what I named them though. I was trying to think of, I don't know, I'll probably name them something like super ironic. like Snoopy or like Blakey. Good dog name.
Okay, if you had to smell like a flower for the rest of your life, which flower would you want to smell like?
Ooh, that's difficult. Because like flowers can be very like overpowering. Maybe lavender, because lavender has some really cool like effects on people's anxiety and stress and stuff.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Good one. Very good.
Nice
good
person.
One. Very nice.
And I can feel chilled. Everyone can be chilled around me. Yeah.
That
very
sounds
true,
nice.
actually. Are you talking about this guy from Good Girls?
Yes! That beautiful specimen of a man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's very cute. Very cute. Nanny Montana is his name.
Oh, Lawrence from Insecure. He's pretty.
Cool. I need to watch
Insecure. I don't know.
You haven't watched Insecure?
No, I never. But whenever I
That's
see
so exciting. I wish it was you. Then I have so much Insecure to watch.
Okay, I will check it out.
Oh, Lawrence. Oh,
You've just reminded me of my husband who sometimes gets really, really bleak, and he's like, I wish I haven't ever watched the Jurassic Park movie so that I could rewatch them from the beginning and not know the magic that is Jurassic Park.
Exactly, but you do. Now you've seen, you've tasted it, you've seen. Now it's over.
Well, yeah.
But I'll still rewatch The Office. I think I might start it tonight again.
Good.
Yeah. Okay, shall we start the interview? No, I'm done. That was my 10. 10 done.
Great. Have we established whether we are going to be friends with Namisa after this or not?
Yeah. She had me at the office.
Okay, good. Well, then moving on, we can continue with this interview then. Namisa, tell us how you are really doing. Really and truly, honestly.
It's a difficult question. Because like 1 second I'm perfectly fine. I think it's my fiance. I think it might be him. Hello. I'm on my phone on an interview. Sure. I have to let him in the house.
All right.
I will answer on the go. You can walk with me. You can take a walk with me. Honestly, like one moment I'm completely fine and everything's magical and I'm making great decisions for myself. And I think everything is magical in a sense. And I'm like, no, we must like take the bull by its horns. And then the next moment I'm like crying uncontrollably in my car because everything sucks and I'm poor. So like, honestly, it's been like that the entire lockdown. And like, I was supposed to get married this year and like mourning the fact that I won't have the wedding that I wanted and I won't have the people around me to celebrate something pretty damn cool for my life. And like even like the stuff that I'll just be missing and like that also breaks my heart. And like I still have to like deal with the fact that we will get married with most likely just my parents and we're just gonna have to figure the rest out, you know? So it's like, it's tough. It's really tough. He's trying to sign things to me and I'm not quite sure.
Tell him he can talk. It's fine.
See, okay, let me do this. They're working. So now we're all working together in one room. So it's basically been like that. And just trying to be kind to myself, but like just trying to be kind to myself. So like no one has the answers.
Exactly. So you've mentioned that you do have days where you cry in your car and you don't quite know
like this afternoon I definitely cried. In the car. Okay. Like this morning, yesterday as well.
Right. So how do you get over that? How do you just give yourself time to just process those feelings and then you move on? Do you have like a trick that you use? Do you go get some nice comfort food? Do you watch something on Netflix? What do you do?
I'm trying to build healthier habits for myself. So not relying on like food or anything external like to comfort me. And I mean, like I say this, like it's easy. It's hard. It's a difficult choice to make, but I didn't want. Otherwise, like guys, after lockdown, I wouldn't be able to recognize myself. But like, I'm trying to make healthier choices for myself. So no, I don't grab comfort stuff. Not that it's wrong. It's just I don't want that for myself. So mostly, I just have to talk it out. Like I can't keep it. I need someone to hear the thoughts that I have and to why I feel the way that I do. Not necessarily validate my feelings, but to hear them.
Right.
For someone else to hear them. Also, I feel like I'm exploding. I speak very quickly, as you can tell, and my brain works 10 times faster than the way that I speak. So like it can get pretty overwhelming in here. So as soon as I get it out and I can see my thoughts, like if I speak my thoughts out, I can see where I'm wrong or where I haven't been kind to myself or where if there is a solution I can grab one, I can see. And if I need to talk it out basically, otherwise I'll explode.
Process externally.
Yeah.
I guess, I mean, my next question is, as a theatre maker, are you using this time to, like you said, you've got all these things swimming around in your brain. has this been a productive time in terms of being creative? So using those thoughts and negative feelings and putting it into some kind of work, or what do you?
I honestly haven't really had the capacity to create. Last week is probably the first time. So I created a thing for NAF with a friend of mine, Shady Lothian. I wrote a one-woman show.
Awesome.
That was very much out of my comfort zone. And it's very much on subject matter that I don't necessarily have extensive, like, what's the word? Like, I haven't personally gone through something like that. So that was very difficult and challenging and fun. And I did it with people who are incredibly supportive and just good at what they do. And we didn't know what we were doing and what we were making until we just made it and didn't judge ourselves for making it and just kind of put it out there.
Yeah.
Internet connection is unstable.
That's okay.
So I'm very proud of it and the product, and I'm hoping that people watch it and kind of take it as it is and just see. So I'm really proud of that. And mostly I've been trying to focus on like regrouping. Like especially as artists and freelancers in general, like we don't have a lot of time to think about our well-being. Think of like in terms of like how is my body doing? Like how can I like check up on that? How can I be better in terms of like my health, my mental health, my spiritual health, my physical health, etc. So basically I spend most of this time like regrouping, like deciding and being very active and decisive on the things that I want for myself. I want to be healthy in all of the spheres. So what does that look like? And what actions can I put in place in order to achieve what I want? Exactly. So and ultimately that helps me in the creative realm. So when we are ready to get on the floor, I'm far more healthier, clear of mind, etc., to be able to create stuff. So I've kind of gone inward, outward. I'm hoping that I get to create more. And I am writing, and I'm trying to kind of figure out what screenwriting looks like. I've never done that before, and I'm trying to like kind of venture into that kind of thing and into film. And I mean, the reason why I'm in the arts is because I fell in love with film at a very young age, and I had no idea what theater was. So I did commercials and Dakalani Sesame and that sort of stuff on stage. I mean, on film. And then it was only later when I realized that I can do this on stage. And I was like, that looks super attainable. So I'll do that. And then it was only later on, like in grade 10 maybe, where I was like, what? You can study musical theater? What? And then I decided to do theater making because then at least I can be well-rounded, I guess. So I don't know. I just kind of went on a tangent now. I don't even know where I started. I don't even know what I'm answering now.
Okay. It links on to my next question. I wanted to ask you a bit about studying theatre making at UCT, and if you think that was like a good decision if you compare yourself to other people that you go up against in auditions, because we're both Waterfront Theatre School babies. So how do you think your training...
Honestly, the best decision I've ever made in my entire life. Like, the best decisions I've ever made in my entire life. It has not only grown me as someone who understands what it's like to be on the other side, but who understand, like, just for personally, there's a broader understanding and spectrum of like what I do and the farm. Like, I can't imagine have just gone into acting, and obviously I can't speak on it because that's not what I studied, but it challenged me in places and it made me so uncomfortable in varsity. And I think that's a valuable lesson, to be uncomfortable and to make while you're uncomfortable, and to not know what you're gonna make, but you're expected to make something. And then to have 5 other people in class the same boat, not trying to figure it out with you, and just kind of support each other, because it's such a small class and everyone's just trying to make something and figure it out. You carry your own props, you act on like your own stage, you do you basically, in your fourth year, you're basically allowed to do anything, balls to the wall. Like, you just like, you've had 3 years of training, and in your fourth year, you're basically expected to create kind of production in any way, shape, or form, and just do it. And it honestly, like, it shaped me as a performer. It made me okay with being uncomfortable on the floor. It made me okay with not knowing the answers, and what character, and it helped me with character development and things that I wouldn't necessarily think of, like script writing and developing that kind of voice, and singing, and like all the little nitty gritty things that are taken for granted as actors, because all we are expected to, and not belittling what we do, there's so much more, like small things that we take for granted. Like, someone has to create a poster, guys, and then that poster needs to be proved, and then like just small, like tedious, like admin that create a show that are important too, you know, someone to even like mop the floor before you come in and to make sure that the floor is clean, and someone has to come up with a schedule, has to find a director. And I mean, pre-production is like 2 years before actors even get into a room.
I guess what
best decision of my career so far.
What flagged for me in my brain is, I guess that comes in very, very useful at a time like this, even not in lockdown, just in life in general, when you kind of going to auditions and you're not finding anything that's for you, you kind of have this vast knowledge of how to put on your own work. And I think for me, it's not so much that I lack the knowledge, it's that I don't really have the confidence maybe to put on my own stuff, because I don't know, it's just not something that you study as an actor, and it should be, right? Like, so you should be able to learn how to put on your own work, you should be able to learn how to market a show, you should learn about the financials of everything, you know. So I definitely think that theatre making is such a beneficial aspect to an actor,
especially in this country.
Totally. Sorry,
especially
Kim,
in this country, like, was Kim gonna say something?
Guys. I was gonna say, like, the independence, that's actually what it is. You know, you can learn anything, you know, by yourself, but actually to be given the tools to become an independent creative, that's like amazing.
There's so much freedom. Sorry, Namisa.
I do want to go back to school though. You
do?
Hi, my internet's not great, so you might come in and out. I'm sorry. It's
okay. You just your frozen video. There you go. Say what you just said again. Sorry.
I was saying I would like to go back to school. I think I have a better perspective on what I want to do and develop. I don't necessarily feel the most confident in the world to be able to just put on a show. I think some of my classmates are far more, I guess, they kind of went that route, and I definitely went more commercial theatre. Everyone kind of does the work for me, and I just have to like pitch up. And so like I do feel like even writing the one woman show that I just did for NAF now was really difficult. Like I don't remember the last time I've started to write a play or something and completed it. There's so many like bits and bobs and things of ideas and scribbles everywhere, but to like actually just sit down and complete something, it helps to have a deadline and someone else being reliant on you. Also, like, you feel so silly being like, I don't know, pitching your idea.
But that's what we need
someone says
out of as artists. We need to all be okay with things not being completed, if that makes sense. Like if we go out and we put on a show, we're proud of the fact that we stuck to deadline and we made a show. Yes, it might not be 100% where it needs to be at the moment, but the fact is that we did it, we're proud of it. Like other actors need to be supportive of that, right? And kind of, I don't know. Yeah, it's very interesting, because this conversation always comes up with all of our guests, that now is the time to create, because everyone's in the same boat. And I feel like, yeah, it's just such a safe space at the moment to create and make mistakes, you know. Yeah, that's just my 2 cents.
What is the show called, Namisa?
It's called Girl.
Okay, cool. We'll check that out, definitely. Okay, so Namisa, you have a very, very impressive CV. Can you please give us your top 3 things on your CV, like your absolute favorite shows or whatever else?
I think the past 2 shows that I've been in, actually. I mean, every show that I've been in has prepared me for the next show that I was in, even though I hadn't signed that contract. So, I mean, Rent kind of springboarded me into being like, oh, I can actually do this thing. Oh, it gave me a little bit of confidence to audition for other things, and to kind of like, that was kind of like assurance. It was like a little nice like affirmation. And that gave me the confidence to kind of continue, because it was my first show out of university. And then came King Kong. Yo, I learned I still to this day, I think about like certain moments in rehearsal rooms were like are defining moments for me, about who I wanted to be and who I was. I think that was more of an identity thing as an artist. That show was like for my identity of what kind of artist I wanted to be in the industry and who I wanted to be. Yeah. And then shoot. But like it's difficult because all of them taught me something very specific that I still like hold dearly and hold on to, and have built me and built like part of me. Yeah. Like I think I struggled with The Color Purple a lot.
Okay.
And yet that was also that if Color Purple didn't happen, I don't think I would have been as good as I was for Lauren. Not good, but as comfortable. That's a better word.
Okay.
As comfortable as I would have been with Lauren and Kinky Boots. I think it was a defining moment for me, and learning to struggle with something and struggle with a note. Like actually just like feeling like I couldn't do this thing, and feeling like I was incapable, and like feeling like I had to like, I don't know. Like I fought myself on that, and I had so much anxiety and I did not sleep for a long time, and I was alone in Joburg. Well, I wasn't alone. I had my siblings, but alone in the sense that it was a different industry from Cape Town. And I was uncomfortable, and I was the only Cape Townian. I was the only one not from Johannesburg. And it was just different and difficult, and I was struggling with this character because I couldn't get this damn note. And in the second season, after working on it for like 5 months, and like no one taught me this thing. I didn't learn musical theater. So I learned on the go. I just kind of looked at people, asked for advice. People would tell me stuff and I would take it and write it down. And then basically that's how I learned.
Wow.
And probably one of my proudest moments was in a rehearsal for the understudies. And I finally hit that G5 note for The Color Purple. And I finally belted that note. And then I just bawled for the rest of the song because it had been stressing me. And it was in my mind. It wasn't necessarily like my vocal ability. It was the fact that I thought that I was inadequate for that entire like run. And everyone was so sure of themselves. And I was just like, why am I here? Why did they choose me? Make me disappear.
It's crazy how your brain can trick you into thinking that you are not worthy. And it can literally be something as simple as, like, you get it in your head that you can't do a note, or you get it in your head that you always forget a certain word or a certain line. And it's like your brain is your worst enemy, actually.
Yep.
Terrible.
It can be your best and worst enemy, I think, when you master it. When you like master the voices, and when you know them, and when you tell them to sit down because actually they don't have the talking stick right now. That's when it can work for you, like pushing through that. Yeah. And I don't even know, whatever works, kind of like some moments you get it and you're like, I mastered it. And other moments you're like, that's so loud in here.
Yeah, that's so true. And now when you got through that rehearsal, did everything change from that moment on?
Huge shift. Like
really
humongous shift.
Did it affect the experience overall after that? Like, was there like a moment where you're like, now this is the best time of my life compared to what a shit time I was having before?
I realized that I was capable of far more than what I thought I was. And I thought I was a particular way and I could hit a particular note. And I could hit like that was my range and that's it. And I didn't give myself, it was definitely imposter syndrome. Like definitely like, girl, do you really think, okay, that's cute. And like for me, that was like a huge shift in terms of like, oh, okay. So I conquered this thing. What more can I conquer? What more can I do? How far can I push this thing? Like, where can I go? And that's obviously like limitless. I mean, obviously limited.
Yeah.
But like for myself and my own, like kind of like challenging myself with characters and like background story and stuff and analysis and stuff. With like stuff on the floor, things that the audience members don't see. Yeah, they just see like, oh, she hit the G5 note, but like to get there it took like 6 months and like crying and like, just do it. Why can't you? Like,
sure.
It's almost like, you know, like the way that I was doing it's like, you know, when you can cartwheel on the one side, but you can't cartwheel on the other side. And if you just fling yourself, your body will do the work. But like being like, no, and mucking the whole time. And that's basically what I was doing with my voice.
Are you telling me that you can both cartwheel?
No, I can't.
Okay.
Just I was doing an analogy for some people who can do that. I'm not one of those people because I still muck, but for other people.
I've got a friend who we were once in a dance class and we had to do cartwheels, and I said, absolutely not. Like, there's no way that I'm going to learn how to do a cartwheel. I don't want to do a cartwheel. What is the likelihood that we will go into an audition and need to do a cartwheel? The first professional audition she went to, they had to do cartwheels from across the stage, corner to corner, and she just pretended like she got to the front of the line and then she ran to the back of the line and then she yeah. So
that's hilarious. I can cartwheel beautifully on my left hand, like if I do it from left to right, but as soon as and I'm right-handed and I don't know why. As soon as I do it on my right hand, I'm like, no.
No, I'm not gonna even bother. I'm too old for that, unfortunately. Namisa, can you tell us what was the exact moment that you decided that musical theatre was it for you?
It was in my 4th year, and in your 4th year you have your course convener, which was Mark Fleischman. Shout out to Mark Fleischman. Whoop, whoop. You have 20 minutes with him, and the 20 minutes is supposed to be like him giving you contacts of people that you might be interested in working with, or production companies. Basically just like, what are you planning on doing next year? How can I help you? What are you looking at? What's your vision? How can we kind of as a school help you get there or propel you into that kind of world, make it as easy as possible. And in the discussion, he was talking about how everyone in my class has this kind of, it was pretty obvious as to where they were going to go, whether it be like, people really.
We have lost her. Hello? I'm sure she'll be back in a few seconds, we hope. Otherwise, Kim is going to sing for us. Whoop, whoop.
The sun will come out. That's my go-to song.
Is it really?
When I'm feeling sick and I'm like, this is too much information, I'm like bent over a toilet. I sing it to myself.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm glad. Oh,
she's gone.
Okay. We lost her.
She'll come back. She'll come back.
She'll come back. This is fine. This is totally fine.
I have to send her another invite. Should I just do that anyway?
Yeah, maybe.
Just let me know if she comes back.
Cool. I shall check my phone. Nope. It's fine. She'll be back. In the meantime, why don't we answer those questions from the beginning of the show?
Oh, you want to be under the
yes.
microscope?
Yes, please.
Okay, but you're only allowed to answer with one
seeking
word.
Approval. What?
One word answers. One word only.
Okay.
Except if it's someone's name, you can say surnames.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
Okay.
What were you like as a kid?
Loud.
Okay. Favorite comedian?
Kaling.
Oh, yes. Have you got your phone on you in case she messages you?
Yes, I do.
Maybe send her a message.
So.
Tell her we miss her.
Nami, we miss you. We miss you.
Hang on, she's back. Admit.
Okay. Hello? Hello?
What happened?
In a moment of panic, Kim started asking me questions.
No. Namisa, she asked me to ask her the questions.
Ask questions because I was like, what do we do? We're not interesting enough without you.
Not true. Sorry, I couldn't even tell you what was happening. I don't know what happened.
I think it was just the Wi-Fi kicked you off.
Yeah,
I have a question.
Business.
The next question. Okay, the exact moment that you found out that you had been nominated for a Fleur Du Cap for playing Lauren in Kinky Boots.
Yeah.
Were you excited? What was the moment? Tell us
about it.
About being nominated.
Yeah, when you found out.
I was in the car and it was a hectic day. I don't even remember what was happening. I remember being hot and my phone sits like in where the cup thing would be, like the cup situation. So I was driving and all I see is like a buzz and like Desmond Dube saying congratulations. And I was just like,
what?
I was engaged a long time ago, so why is he congratulating me now? Like going to the list of what I could have, I was like, okay, for what? I don't know. I didn't understand. And then I kept getting calls and like, congratulations. I was like, what are you guys talking about? Like I didn't answer my, I just kept getting like buzzes and what's going on. And then they told me and I was like, that's cool. That's pretty cool. And then I looked at the list. I'm getting a video call from my mother.
Oh dear.
I feel bad. Sorry, Mom.
I'll call her like 10 minutes.
I'll call her back. And then I looked at who else was nominated, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Wow.
Nominated.
Like only like the heavyweight champions of the acting world, like only. Like who? Kate Norman and Ilse
to compare yourself and to not actually take the moment.
Yeah, and then I was like, well, that was fun to be nominated.
No.
That's cool. And then I just wasn't expecting anything, to be quite honest. I think, yeah, not to sound like all holier than thou, like, but I don't know many artists who go out there thinking, I'm doing this to win a Fleur Du Cap.
Yeah.
Like,
Or to
it's
get
not.
any recognition, actually.
Yeah, like that was going out there to be like, this is what I'm setting out to do. I mean, it's a cool goal to have, and I'm not like, if that's your goal, that's amazing.
No.
But there's so much more to it than that.
Yeah.
And to be nominated is pretty damn cool, and then to win is like, whoa, that's nice.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing. I must say,
It's
even
pretty
though
damn cool.
even though like we said, we've only met right now, I felt really proud that you won. I thought that your performance in Kinky Boots was incredible. And I was so proud of that show for being different. And like, it was honestly a highlight, a theatre highlight for me.
It was hard though. Like,
I can't imagine.
Super challenging for many different reasons.
Yeah, let's speak a little bit about that.
Okay, firstly, like, okay, Fleur God, so you're going to decide to hire first of all, I had no idea what Kinky Boots was when I auditioned, let's be honest. Let's just start there. When I heard the song of History of Wrong Guys, I was like, why is this lady screaming? I'm very confused. Like, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know the context. I literally just played History of Wrong Guys, and I was like, ugh. And I was like, let's track back. And so when I found out that I was even auditioning, like, no, let me go back. So the first audition, the first thing, like, as a person of color, you look at the list and you're like, okay, well, these are all Caucasians. So ensemble is best guess of where I'm going to be, because these are all Caucasians. Yeah. So I went in there being like, hi. And then they're like, no, we want to see for Nicola and Lauren. I was like, okay. I'm going to have fun. I don't know what you guys are going to do, but I'm going to have fun. And I'm just going to take this as like a technical exercise. That's basically what I decided to do. And then when they wanted me to call back for Lauren, I was like, oh, okay. All right. And then I was like, okay, let me like do the thing. Let me like, you know, get my hopes up a little bit. Yeah. I don't want to get my hopes up and then like, obviously it's not a thing and then be super, super disappointed. So I was like, okay, let me just, get my hopes up and like, do the work. So I was very surprised to even get the role, yet alone be nominated for a Fleur Du Cap for it. And so as like a person of color and to be the first person of color to get the role of Lauren in the history of Kinky Boots,
incredible,
is also bizarre because every other Lauren has been, they did put a blonde wig on an Asian lady in the Japanese staging of it. So there has been an Asian woman, but they put a blonde wig on her to make her look more like the Lauren look.
In the script, does it say that Lauren is white? Does it? No. I mean, it's another point Kim always brings up. Show me in the script where it says this person has to be a certain color. No, it's just because the original production happened to have Lauren be white. Yeah. So what? That's what we're gonna hold everyone accountable.
So then, oh no, but also the Fleur God had different creative rights, and we're the first country to receive creative rights. Okay. Cool. That's why we could do it the way that we did it, because that's why it's so different from every other Kinky Boots, is because we had the creative license to change everything. Obviously the words and the songs and everything like that stays the same, but the staging, the costume, the casting, all of that could basically be whatever they wanted it to be.
Pretty cool.
So that was the first of its kind.
I'm very curious about what you've just said, and I'd love to know, like what you said, like the casting for rights, like that. When you have to do the show in all of its rights, what did you call it? Production rights. Yeah. I'm very curious. I'd love to read, like, look, The Sound of Music or some random musical, and see if actually your casting, if it is specific, because that's terrible. That's how it is.
I don't know.
No idea.
I'm gonna get my hands on this.
I wouldn't know.
Maybe.
So like, and also like that thing of just being like, okay, like politically, what does it mean to put a Black woman on stage to then get the white blonde hair, blue-eyed guy at the end, like in a love story? Like, is this country ready to see that on stage? Like, and not only am like a Black woman, like I'm a fairly large Black woman, and like I don't adhere to and look like any kind of European like beauty standards. I don't fit any of the categories when it comes to like body and skin tone. Like I don't fit, I don't work for it. So to be that obviously far from that standard and then get the guy who fits the standard at the end was just a bizarre thing. And then some nights it was incredible, like roaring and like amazing and like, oh yay, cool, people have changed and it's fine. And then other nights it was just like hearing people say ill and like no, and like people disconnect, and you can feel like an audience like just disconnect immediately and like kind of like pray it away or whatever and like excuse that part. Like it's just like it's like, so that was a real experience. And for people to like assume that I remember coming out of a show and I don't shame. She was an elderly woman and I get her heart and her intention. And so I'm not mad at her or anything, but I remember her saying to me, oh, one day you'll find love. And I was like, the fact that you assume, I was like, babe, I'm definitely engaged to the love of my life. Like love is not a problem for me.
What a weird thing to say.
But the assumption that like I'm an overweight woman who's dark and like that's all my life's journey is to just pine for someone else's love and attention. So like those assumptions were weird. And like people, because of the character of Lauren was written very well. You're supposed to like her. That's her role. And so people would think that like we're friends after a show and automatically just like want to like pull you and kiss you and touch you, and just like there are no boundaries of like people think that I am Lauren and that is my character, and obviously Lauren is like an extension of like parts of me and bits of like things I've imagined and put up and stuff, but that was also very difficult. To be extremely tired and have had like a matinee and doing your evening show and like being grumpy or like on your period, or you just had a fight with your fiance and you don't necessarily want to be dealing with people like that in that way, and just having to like respectfully just take every person and acknowledge them, because it is an important thing.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
And because I get it, it's like people like his mind have like lives have changed.
Yes.
I remember like when I watch musical theater and being like, oh my gosh, answer to all my life in one musical. So like I get it. And to just be like, it's part of our job as well. The people thing is part of our job.
You connect with them. They just want to say thank you, actually, mostly.
Yeah. But also be respectful, people, and consent, my loves. Don't just take my arm and pull me because your friend wants to greet me and is shy. Don't do that.
Oh, man.
Just be like, hey, can you please come greet my friend? And I'll be like, sure, let's go. So don't just pull my arm and kiss me. That's weird. Don't do that.
I wanted to say that I listened to Kinky Boots when I was at college because I was like, my thing was to do the comedic characters, and I was like trying to find, audition songs and shit like that. And I listened to Lauren's song because everybody was like, you Google best comedic songs and they're like Lauren Kinky Boots, and I listened to it and I was like, no, I don't get it. I don't get her. And you made me, like, after I watched you in Kinky Boots, I was like, oh, I like her.
Yeah,
I understand Lauren now. This performance has made me understand Lauren. I was like, now I actually am irritated with myself that I didn't try to, sing any of her songs, but you made me understand.
That's the thing that I find with Broadway casts or West End casts that you listen to and that you see they're the face of this character, whatever, I feel like they make interesting choices that are not necessarily beneficial to the character and that show the character in the best light, or even, I don't even know if they even do all of that work, right? Like, just thinking back to when I watched Chicago on Broadway, and actually when I watched Color Purple on Broadway, which I was so excited about, right? Because it had Jennifer Hudson, it had Cynthia, like I was beside myself with excitement. And I watched it, and it felt like they literally went from point A to point B. That's it. They were just hitting their staging that they needed to do. There was no sort of internal work whatsoever. And I find that with South African casts, we're working so hard as actors first, which is why I think you liked Lauren now watching Kinky Boots in the South African way, because it's not just, yeah, she's a good actress and you've actually put in the work, right?
I think it's two things though, like not two things. I think I agree with you in a sense, but I'm also just like, as South Africans, Kinky Boots was the longest running theatre show, most successful in terms of like the length ever. Like no one runs a 9-month theatre, like have you ever in your life without touring in one place?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like 9 months, sure, but it's broken up, and also you must go there to Joburg and then come back, and then also you must go to Germany and then come back, and that's how you make up the money and stuff. But to actually have, and like places like West End and Broadway, like how much of it, I always think to myself, how much of it is direction, how much of it is just exhaustion, of just like you've been doing this thing for a year and a half. But then also they have things like benefits that we don't have.
Very true.
We're so worried about the fact that we need to subsidize this because actually maybe this job is not giving us enough money. So now how much money do I need to save to be able to hit life insurance? But do I get life insurance if I don't have medical aid? But what about my car? And like all these things that you have to think about because we don't have benefits. And we don't have that kind of protection that they do as artists. So it's like, I don't know. I would have to go there and experience it myself in terms of like being an artist there and figuring out to actually understand both industries.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as clear cut. I think as South Africans, we're to not do the work on a 3-month contract. Come on. Like you're only there for 3 months. You're only there in the building for 4 hours at a time. Like, come on, you can do it.
Yeah.
Like, just show up. Just, you know, you can push through. Like, I can excuse someone who's been doing the thing for like 18 months, a year at a time, because that must be really difficult. And I mean, I experienced 9 months, barring, I think I had about 2 weeks off because of medical stuff and I had to be somewhere else. Barring 2 weeks, and that was like, and as soon as like, I know I had to go in for surgery, but I was just like, I have like a week off. I mean, I was definitely in pain and a lot of pain medication. I ended up in the ER. But like for a moment, I was just like, whoa, I can breathe and I can come back and enjoy this thing again, you know?
You almost like need to take a step back to appreciate it again, right?
Yeah, no, it's taxing. Like it's exhausting on your body, on your mind, knowing that you're gonna miss 9 months of like your friends' stuff who aren't in the industry. And you're probably not going to be a great friend for that contract because by the time that they come back from work, you're going to work.
Yeah.
And by the time you're ready to meet them, they're going home to go sleep, to get ready for work again. And then like on Mondays, I don't make plans on Mondays. Like when we have a day off, like I generally try not to make plans. Like I don't want to see anybody. I want to sit in these pajamas. And
from
like,
where are the pajamas from, by the way?
These pajamas, right? Yeah, that's these ones. Cotton on.
Cotton on if you have anything.
If you just anywhere out there, if you need a face. Yeah, so like on those dead theatre days, like I want to be dead. I would like go to the store in my slippers and like in a hoodie. I just not want to be a person and interact with anybody.
That sounds like a normal day for me. Okay, so we've got some would you rather questions for you that we played on our Instagram this week. So we thought we would ask you. All right, would you rather run a marathon in your kinky boots? Or that was the question. Run a marathon in your kinky boots or in a pair of Crocs?
Crocs. I'm sorry. Like comfort. I'm a comfort girl. Like I like being comfortable. If I can look hot and comfortable, I'm going for that look.
Okay. Sort of like, okay. Would you rather be in a show for 10 years or get fired from your dream role after 1 week?
Yo, guys. I guess get fired. I'll get fired.
Okay, so this is a question, from Tara. Tara McPherson.
Oh, hi,
Tara. She wants to know, so you can answer in correlation to this, what is your dream musical to perform in that you're going to be fired after a week from?
Honestly, I would like to go back to The Color Purple, and I would like to play Celie.
Woo! Okay. Yes.
And you will?
Yeah.
I can see my third eye. I see it.
It's going to happen, regardless of whether this country decides to produce it again or another country, but I will.
Good.
We pray it over your life, girlfriend.
Thank you, and I receive it.
Yes, good.
Would you rather direct a play you loathe or an actor you dislike?
Play I loathe.
Really?
Actors can be a traumatic experience. It can just be trauma. Like have you ever seen a trauma as a human being? Like you are walking trauma.
Yeah.
Someone who's just so bad for the universe.
And they smell like olive oil. Yeah.
There's honestly nothing worse than an actor who thinks they've made it.
Yeah.
Even if you have gained some kind of success, like I don't care who the hell you are.
Yeah.
Even Oprah is working, guys.
Yeah.
You don't get to be. Even Michelle Obama is working, writing books. Why not? Who do you think you are? No, I can't.
Yeah, I agree.
There can be the best of people and the worst of people all at the same time.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so would you rather get a scathing review from a critic or a scathing review from your mother?
From my mom.
Of course. I think that's...
I think my mom's opinion matters the most. And if my mom thinks that I'm doing subpar work, I would want to hear it from her.
Wow.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Would you rather lose a role to your nemesis or to your best friend?
To my best friend.
Okay.
Yeah, I get it. If my best friends win, I win, guys. Honestly. Like, ouch, obviously. But if my friends win, we're all winning.
That's true.
And then they must also take me out for drinks and pay for it.
I was just gonna say they can take you for boat trips on their super yacht because they'd be so rich.
Exactly, because we're all winning.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Kim, were there any other questions from the fans?
One more question, and it will be our last question for the night. Also from Tara. She's greedy for answers, that Tara McPherson. She wants to know, who is a historical figure or celebrity that you'd love to play?
Shoo, Tara. A historical figure or a celebrity?
Yeah.
Sure, that's really difficult. Ooh, girl. I'd have to Google. That's really difficult. There's so many possibilities. Ooh, I don't know if she had. I guess she had an interesting life.
Who?
externally.
She was the first female president in Africa, like Sirleaf. I think it was in Libya. I learned about it a long time ago. So I think that'll be an interesting story. Also because we don't promote, like, there aren't, there's a lot of Nelson Mandela movies, like there are 3 of them. Like, so many. And there's so many people, and there's obviously the Winnie, there's that. I'm trying to think of, like, I would love to play, I know I'm not right for the role, but I would love to play Brenda Fassie in, like, a movie pick, like a biopic.
Good. Yeah, that could.
I'm totally not right for the role, though.
Well, who's to say?
I would like to steal the role from Beyonce when she tried to play the role of not Ella Fitzgerald, Aretha. Did she try to play Aretha? Was it Aretha? Yes.
Not sure.
She sang who sang I'd rather go blind?
Yeah, they're making an Aretha movie now, aren't they?
Not Aretha.
Not Nina.
Not Nina Simone. But I really enjoyed Nina, the movie that I think Zoe, her name is Zoe? The one who went into stage.
Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed her in that movie. Not many people did.
They were cross.
I think she's a lovely actress.
I did. I thought it was very challenging. And I think she did, like, I believed her.
That's what matters.
Yeah, that's her job. I mean, she did her job.
I believed her, and I finished the story. Like, I usually I can't if I don't believe you, I usually just switch it off.
No, thank you.
Yeah, and then I'd switch it off.
All right. So on that note, Namisa, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to
I don't want to go.
Thank you to all of our lovely viewers. You can stay, Namisa. Everyone else needs to get the hell out of here. So we are going to say goodbye. Namisa, stay on the line for us, please.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
I'm ending the stream. It is ending. It's ending.
Okay, let's quickly take a selfie before